Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Angel R talking. I am once again joined by my man Danilo.
Hello,
What's up,
hello,
Danilo? How you doing?
hello.
How are you,
I'm
brother?
do- I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me again in your podcast.
Th-
An honor.
We're, we are podcasting each other back to back. This guy, we have great conversations, and an hour, 90 minutes. It never feels like it's enough. And then once we finish our conversations, we take them offline and we start texting each other and going back and forth.
The city of New York, Boricua from the Bronx.
Yeah,
So
I was like, episode 41. It's a little bit softer than episode 42. What's going on? And then you'll check it out. Oh yeah, it's a little bit um lower than the other one. And we keep like giving each other's feedback. And I'm a huge fan of your podcast. I listen to all of the episodes on a weekly basis. So yeah, huge fan, huge fan.
oh, thank you. Likewise, the latest guest. That name is familiar to me, and I can't quite place it.
Yeah, her name is Dia. Dia used to be a Zoom instructor at 24 Hour Fitness. Yeah, she used to teach some locations. And
Maybe
then
that's where I
after the
came across.
pandemic, she just stopped teaching. She was also a personal trainer at Equinox.
I recognized it as soon as I saw it. It felt familiar to me.
Yeah, you
You know,
might actually know her in person. Yeah, you might have seen her in the gyms sometime before pandemic for sure, for sure. Yeah, so on my current podcast, I call it Danilo's D&D, Danilo's
okay.
Dance Discussion, because I give you the D every single time we talk. Either the D is
The
for
D for
direct
divine,
conversations
the
or
divine.
here to be different, the divine, yeah, divinity. I give it so many D's. You have no idea. And
Why you
sometimes
straight up means, but that's the other one.
we can go straight to the gut and say, yeah, I also serve you the D. There's the D here.
So me and you were talking recently about one of my episodes, and it was about I told the story about seeing these guys
Mhm.
engaging in sexual activities in the uh in the gym shower. None of the gyms that we go to, and this was a very long time ago. And when I saw these guys doing what they were doing, they kind of invited me in, right? And I said in my podcast episode that I thought that it was unsanitary. I don't remember, unhygienic. I think that's the word I used. And you asked me if I would have said that if it were a guy and a girl. And I said, man, me and you got to talk about this amongst the other things, right? So to answer your question, I'll answer it here, which I already did. I would say the same thing, and I have said the same thing. So it wasn't so much that I was attacking the act because it was men. It's more of a attacking the act because it's in a public space where we all go and shower. You know what I mean? So like I may find a woman attractive and I might want to hook up with her, but I don't know her, right? I don't know what's going on. So I don't necessarily want to bathe in any bodily fluids from anyone whom I don't know, or you know what I'm saying? Um, so that was to address that point. I would view, in fact, I stopped going to Spa Castle, which I love going to Spa Castle. By the way, I love that place for the same reason. I had seen that there was I don't know if it was prostitution or just straight up hooking up, but people hooking up in the places where we swim, where we bring our kids to swim, where and and it was men and women, and to me that's just nasty. Like I don't know these people. I it just seems unsanitary to me. And you know, I wanted to be clear on that because I didn't want anyone, you're my friend, and I certainly don't want, I don't want anyone to be under the impression that it's because of the two men or whatever.
Yeah, listen to that episode. You actually already justified that. You even said, "Oh, and by the way, even if you were a straight couple, I would have had the same reaction." Um, but yeah, I agree. But I still don't believe that that will be the only reaction, right? Because after all, we are all men,
Elaborate,
and
elaborate.
you find arousing. No, like if you see a chick getting in public, no matter how unsanitary it is, um, being disgusted by how the standards of hygiene is just one of many. You would still feel aroused, won't you?
Well, we weren't talking. Well, okay, so are you you're but now that feels like that's in a different direction, right? Like, would I feel aroused if I saw a woman getting banged in
In a
public
public space, like a
as
gym
opposed to not
shower,
getting aroused with a
on
guy?
a
So that's an entirely different thing, don't you think? So like I'm not attracted to men, so I will feel no arousal, right? So I'll simply think that's unhygienic, right? Whereas if it's a woman who I may or may not be attracted to, I might think, damn, it'd be nice to bang her, but that's unhygienic.
yeah, exactly. One
So,
thought will come first than the other
like,
because
and
of your sexual orientation. That's my point. That was the only point I was trying to make.
I see. Yeah,
But I
I
believe you, and you were very clear about your point too. Yes, but
yeah, I
also
get that. I
playing
get
like
that.
the devil advocate here, then
Please do.
like, we were also deliberating about this topic, right? And I said, oh, but by the way, this is actually a huge fetish category in our gay community. Now, there are people that only can get off if they are in public. you know they are like tweet alternative profiles on Twitter. They are like categories, tabs on Pornhub or porn websites where you see like amateur videos of people that can only get off if they are in public. And I think it's a huge component in our gay community because me as a gay man, I can attest we are disgusting. We
Well,
are
but
disgusting. We want
in
to get
public is
anywhere, anytime.
the in public piece wasn't so much the issue. It's more of the place where I'm gonna go in and cleanse myself and shower.
Yeah. Oh, but
Where
that's
if I saw you in behind a tree, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna think it's unhygienic because I'm not I'm not going and drenching myself in the tree. I'll just look at him like, oh, that is crazy, and I'll just keep walking.
yeah.
It's the same as I seen. Man, I've seen people fucking in weird places. I saw people in the roof when I was younger, and I looked at them and I was like, yeah, and just kept walking. Same as I did with those guys in the bathroom. It's just yeah, you know. Oh man, when he kind of went like this to me, like, oh thanks fellas, I'm good. Like
you know, um, and there are like famous gay clubs here in New York City. They are gross, disgusting, and that's kind of their brands. So when we talk about like sanitation and hygiene, I don't think those are the first concerns when two gay dudes are hooking up. And sex
but
in the
is
love
that a fair? Is that a like a true fair statement when you say that?
Oh,
I just
yeah,
want to.
like just on Gay Pride, this year, June 2021, I went out and I went to the famous bar in East Village called the Cock. The Cock is a great bar who's been here for many decades in the East Village. It has changed like addresses a couple of years, a couple of times, but it has always been the East Village. Right now, it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's on Second Avenue between Fifth and Sixth Streets. And it because of pandemic now, they only work from Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. They only are open 3 times a day, and they have a dungeon in the like a basement, right, where it's not very it's not very clean. It doesn't smell nice, and guys, like they have even like a coat check. You can put all your clothes in the coat check and go down to the dungeon totally naked and and do your business and do. Yeah, it's the gay scene, it's the gay underground scene that has always been in New York City. I can even tell you also there are like a lot of cruising gyms where people go exclusively to get or to get their stuck or to have sex. Like there's the notorious New York Sports Club in Astor Place in New York City too, by 8th Street and Astor Place. You know, it's very easy to find. That gym used to be a David Barton gym, which was notorious for always being very like gay oriented. And they have a huge installation. The facility is incredible. They have like massage beds. The spa area is really cool. And guys sometimes just go to stay in that part of the facility, you know, and they do cruise and do things and have fun. And
What
so
can you explain cruise? I don't know what
Cru-
that means.
cruising means like you're looking for sex. Like for example, there are places in Central Park, spots in Central Park that's very cruising. Like
Oh,
you see like men's just walking around or being in the bushes, they are cruising. No, we call it cruising. Like sometimes there's cruising situations in public restrooms, in parks and public yes.
just saying I'm here to hook up.
Yeah, so
That's
if
what that.
and that's why it was for me so funny to hear from a straight man perspective how shocked it was with the scene when I literally
I wasn't that shocked. It is New York, so I've seen a lot of stuff.
yeah.
It was just like wow, in the shower, like that kind of was like, whoa, these dudes are really daring, man. Like because let's be real, right? For a quick second, let's take a moment and look at it from the other side. I'll play devil's advocate, right? I
Mhm.
could be a straight guy who sees that and becomes violent. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like
which is the
like
reality. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
could happen. And we know that I'm not like that, right? That's not my. I looked at them and like I mentioned in my thing, they were smooth skin, beautiful bodies, so I can appreciate that as an artist, right? Look at
Mm,
these two men and say, oh, these are two beautiful bodies engaging in this sexual relationship. I will not use that stall though, because I don't know what their juices are, or it just doesn't seem sanitary to me. But I can appreciate that. But I know people, or I've known people like that would, react very violently to that. So that's where I say, like, wow, these guys are ballsy. Like that's a risk you're taking there in many ways. But
yeah,
I
there's
there's
a
one.
lot of consequences. And come on, we have throughout history, like though remember George Michael when he was arrested in a public restroom for cruising and
Oh,
having
word.
sex in public. Remember that?
I
Or
remember rumors. I never knew that it was real.
Fred
Elton John
Mercury.
too.
Yeah, like it's part of the culture, especially because in the early years we were like it was forbidden, right? It was taboo. It was um frowned upon. Nowadays it's a little bit more in your face because we're we're still
Evolved, right?
we're
We've
still
improved.
yeah. Like I let me say that I don't cruise that often because I luckily now I have my own apartment. I am an adult, and if I want to get laid with a gentleman that I just meet in a subway or like I do have like casual sexual encounters, I bring them home. Like I don't actually like the public fetish um community. That's not my thing, but I have done it in the past and I can tell you from the perspective of a gay man, this is constantly present everywhere you go. And the reason you actually don't see it very well, because you're not gay. So for you, you don't actually see that sexual appealing to it. No, like because a gay man, when they are horny, they will find another fellow horny man either in a public restaurant or some spot in Central Park. They will know where to go, or like the gay saunas, the gay bathhouses. No, I particularly went to Fort Lauderdale on Memorial Day weekend this year. I went to the gay bathhouse they have there called the Club, and it's a great place. You can stay up to 5 hours there, and you can get a locker or a bedroom or a suite, and you just invite gentlemen over, and you have drinks. There's a gym, there's things to eat and drink, and there's jacuzzis and hot tubs. There's like
Is
sex
this is
queens.
this stuff exclusively gay? Because I'm a straight male and I never encountered this stuff in the straight world. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
I
because
was no
it is
cruising. You know, like I walk everywhere and I never got cruised.
it, it it is a very particular thing from our community. I believe has always been there, yes. And because we're so sexually liberated, in my opinion, that's why we became the first victims of um sexually transmitted infections,
which
diseases,
which is
HIV.
something I want you to talk on real quick. I'm sorry to cut you off because I don't want to miss the opportunity. You wanted educate people on something called PrEP. I wanted you to get
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's like we were discussing before. It's something that we could talk for hours and hours, right? Because it is a fascinating topic, especially for a straight person to hear this. But gays have sex all the time, and yes, we are a little bit reckless. But there are also ways to minimize the risks, right? Especially in 2021, there's a great tool where people can have a pill and not get HIV anymore. No,
And this is like guaranteed.
it's
Like,
guaranteed. Yes, like because once you take it on a regular basis, you have to go see a doctor, and New York City health department can give you PrEP for free, which is a pill you take every day, and it's recommended for people who have a partner who is HIV positive, or for someone who is single but sometimes have sex without condoms. And it makes you it isolates the virus, and you will never get HIV. And for those who actually are HIV positive, it's a different drug, but as long as they are undetectable, it means like the viral load is so minimum they cannot even spread, even if they want to. No, so the goal is to always be, if you're HIV positive, undetectable. That means your amount of HIV in your blood is so little because of this drug that you cannot pass to anyone, even if you want. There's no way. And even and if you're HIV negative, you should take PrEP, because that will protect you. Even if someone with like bad intentions wants to give you HIV, you can get it either. So it's a great tool. And that's why I think this new generation, the 18, 17-year-old gays dudes, are having so many unprotected sex behaviors now, because um, they forgot how much we.
well, they weren't even around. They wouldn't even
Yeah,
know back in the 80s, and
and
you know,
it devastated our gay community, because we are like
I like
disgusting. Like,
you know what? Well, think of it this way, right? Like this is how I equate it, and I sometimes I joke about it, right? I'm a guy, and I like to, right? If I could, I'd every day, maybe multiple times a day, right? Now imagine you pair me with another me. That's it. That's it.
yeah,
That's it. You know?
exactly. And for those who actually wants to know what PrEP, it's called pre-exposure prophylaxis. It's a medicine that people at risk for HIV take to prevent getting HIV from sex or injection drug use. It's actually part of the Department of Health, and people nowadays, straight or gay, can get it for free upon seeing a doctor and discussing. Of course, it still do not prevent you from getting all the other STIs. Another thing that I corrected you, Andrew, is like
Right, right.
we don't say anymore STDs. So we don't say diseases. We say sexually transmitted infections. Like, so a PrEP will not prevent you from getting syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, hepatitis B and C, so people are still taking chances because all those infections are treatable, and they just don't want to get HIV. But ideally, use condoms with randoms. If you enjoy public sex with strangers, you should wear condoms now. And at least that's my personal take on the subject. And yeah, it is present everywhere, Angel. It's unbelievable. Yeah,
You know, maybe because I don't have abs anymore, it's not being advertised to me anymore because I got fat. But when I was lean, I saw it a hell of a lot more, man.
you have to cover that. I told you, I find you very sexy, a very handsome man, and there's a whole community of gay guys there too who only like bears. We call them bears. No,
Aren't bears supposed to be all hairy and stuff? And
um,
like
yeah, nowadays gays are ridiculous. We put like labels on everything. We have
what's a hairless bear?
that's a good question. I'm pretty sure there's some name for it. I know there's otters, which is the hairy, skinny dudes. They're
Uh,
called otters.
okay.
I know there's the puppies. No, the pup community is very present, especially when you go to the Folsom Street festivals in San Francisco or even in New York City in June. There's there's the bears, there's the twinks. No, the twinks, the muscle queens. No, there's the twunks, which is a mix of hunk with a twink. Do you know what a twink is?
I I I'd rather not say because I don't want to be wrong, but you tell me.
A twink is a slim, young man. A slim, skinny, young dude. Yeah, we call him a twink. But if he has a little bit of muscle, he's kind of a hunk. But he's still slim and young. We call him a twunk. And then we have hunks. We have the muscle queens, the ones that go to circle parties and always stay in groups of 5 or 6, and they're all musculars, and they usually only fuck themselves around or people who look exactly like them. Then we have the bears, who are like chubby, hairy guys who usually go to the gym bar in Chelsea. They are always at gym bar. Yeah, so you have communities, yeah, according to you can
The,
find like the pigs.
the
We have the pigs who like raunchy, disgusting sex, and the pigs usually go to the cock, to the eagle, to the paddles. No, notorious, famous sex destinations in New York City. So there you have
fascinating. Guys, this was the NYC Talking Quickie with Danilo.
it. Hi guys,
We
nice
just
to
did
meet you.
we just did a quickie, and as always, it's a pleasure talking to you, man. And yeah, man, whenever you want to do any random ones like this, we'll jump on and get it going. Appreciate you, bro.
I'm always here at your service. Thank you for having me. Bye guys.
All right, brother. Thank you.
You are listening to the NYC Talking podcast. www.nyctalking.com. Please like NYC Talking on Facebook. Please follow Angel R Talk on Twitter and Instagram. We are NYC Talking, the realest lifestyle blog ever. Thanks for listening.